Alright guys, I'm Tim Lanks with Red Dog Bushcraft. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today, I just got in this base tube tarp, and it's from UST Ultimate Survival Technologies. And if you look on a previous video, we reviewed one of these that was a smaller tarp, and we liked the quality of that tarp, but the size was a little small for us. You can go back and review that video if you like. Today what I thought I would do is take this out of the package. I have no experience with it. It says that everything that we need is contained within this. As you can see, it's a nice fold up, nice small tarp, and we'll find out if this one is large enough and if it'll meet our needs and what we think of the quality of this particular tarp. So let me move the camera in a little bit closer and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so let's tear into this. I thought the first thing we'd do is just see what the product looks like and what's included in it. Have some instructions sewn on the inside. I was looking right quick to see if it told the size. It may later. We'll look. It says that it includes the tarp, the shell, tent stakes, guide line, stuff sack, single adjustable guidelines, and dual adjustment guidelines. Here is the inside product. Strap holding it together. Okay, the tarp itself. Not too sure of the material. It does have this silver lining on the inside. Its tie-out points are double stitched, and it looks like pretty decent nylon webbing there. Let's look at the accessory kits and see what we have here. Alright, so we have some cordage. Like to have some adjustable tensions on it. And 6 stakes. Alright, enough of that. Let's actually set it up and see what we can do with this thing. Okay, there were some instructions on the inside, and it shows us that to set this up as a tube tent, I'm going to flip it over so you can see it. Here's the instructions that were included on the inside, and it shows that the zipper needs to be up if we set it up into tube tent configuration. And then it shows us a couple of other options that we've already covered in our shelter series. So let's go ahead and try to set this up in the tube tent, which is what it's designed for, and let's see how that goes. Now, included in this were these 2 6-foot lines, which we will not be using for the tube tent configuration. And then this line, which, let's see, I'm 6 foot tall, so that's 6, 12, 13, 14, let's see, 12, 24, 25, 20. They're about 26 feet long in total, I'm estimating, because I had this in half here, which is the way it came. So let's go ahead and pull this out. We'll set it up just like we have on some of our previous tents, starting off at waist high. I'll just use one of these ends to form a loop. We'll come around, pull that line through that loop. And run that through the tarp. Let's see the easiest way to do that here. Grab the end. that through. And I don't think I'm gonna mess with all that adjustable stuff. We'll just go with our trucker's hitch here. Pull this down. Slippery knot to hold it. And let's see. Zipper's at the top. There's the zipper. Seems to operate pretty smoothly. Do the same thing on this end. I think we could actually adjust that up a little bit if we wanted to. Oh, there we go. No place for an attachment in the middle, but the corners should suffice. Let me reposition the camera and crawl in here and see how it goes. Okay, so there she is where you're looking from the inside. And I'm completely in. I've got about the same distance from the end as my hands are right here, and I'm 6 foot tall, so that'll give you an idea of the size of this tarp. I would guess it to be, let's see, that's at the end, that's 6 foot. So I'd say it's about 7 foot long set up in this tubular configuration. I'll turn around. Tell you what, I don't know how long that took. You can look on the camera timer, but that set up pretty quick. And to have something that sets up fast if you want the ends open, that turned out pretty good. Now here all I did was I used that ridge line and tied it off to a tree. And I took the bottom and took all of the loops and put them together and put a stake through them, so I closed off one end. So now you only have to worry about the wind from one direction. And I was just inside of that, and it's plenty of room for an emergency shelter. Let's see if I can get in there without shaking this camera too bad. Don't want you to look like we're having an earthquake. Okay, so there I am all the way inside, and I've still got about a foot at the front here in front of me. And you know, just as I start to use this thing, it looks like the quality of this tarp is pretty good. I'm not sure what this material is. It's not a ripstop nylon, but it looks like some type of a good quality tarp material. And this reflective or silver coated material on the inside, I thought when I first saw it, it just looked like something that was colored on the inside, but it looks like it's actually made, well, it's hard to describe, but it's not, it does not appear to just be a laminate. It's actually, the tarp is manufactured in this configuration. I don't think this is going to peel or come off. At least the first time I'm handling it, does not look like that type of a process. Looks like the material is made that way. Of course it's made that way, but you know what I mean. It doesn't look like something that was stuck on the tarp after it was manufactured. Okay, so here we are set up in the lean-to, and just to give you an idea of the size, like I said, I'm 6 foot, so that's a good 7 foot wide. And for the other direction, pick you up and move you. Stand by earthquake. Alright, this should be good enough. Alright, let's crawl in there. This is a huge amount of room. Plenty of tarp for an emergency shelter. I think I could probably even use this for my hammock. There's another YouTube site, Survival Mindset 101, who also did a review on this. Right after I got it, I happened to look to see if anybody else had a review on YouTube, and he actually set his up over his hammock, but I think his hammock might be a little bit smaller than mine. But my gut feeling is this is going to be large enough. Let's try one more. Okay, before I leave you, just to show you how this lean-to was set up, all I did was I formed a loop around that grommet, ran that line around my tree, back to the grommet, and then ran it through each grommet across the front of the tarp. Then on the other end, when I got to the last grommet, I put a little loop in it so I could pull it tight, ran that around the tree and back to that same grommet so that I could use that like I do the trucker's hitch and pull it tight, and then pulled it off and put a half hitch in it and just a slippery safety. And I'm doing it this way without using the prussics the way I normally would set up this tarp, is because I'm trying to only utilize what was in the bag to show you, if you buy this particular system, put that in a backpack as an emergency shelter if you happen to get caught out and you need something. What do you have to work with just what's purchased inside the bag? So there's many other configurations that you could come up with if you know, you added some items to it. But sticking with the sake of the piece of equipment and the way it comes in the mail, I wanted to just use the equipment that was in it. Of course, the stakes are staking down the back side. Now let's try my favorite, the plow point. Wow, look at the size of this plow point. This is awesome. This is by far my favorite configuration. Of course, I'm partial to a plow point anyway, just because of the versatility. If you check out some of my other sheltering videos, you'll see exactly why I like that. But this is plenty of room. Lay a sleeping bag in here, go out for a night, and after it being set up in this configuration, I do believe this is going to be large enough for at least one of my hammocks. I've got several different sizes, but I think this is going to work. So I think Survival Technologies, UST, Ultimate Survival Technologies, has listened to us in our initial reviews. The quality of the product seems to be the same as the small tarp that we bought earlier. I think what I'll do is I'll use that as like a ground pad, there is a way that I can utilize that. It won't be wasted. I don't remember exactly what I paid for this, but I want to say it was $30 or $35 to my door. 40 absolute max. But anyway, you can research that and you can find out the price. But I was a little concerned with the price point that the quality would not be there. But I must admit, I'm very impressed with the size, with the quality. That whole zipper thing of just being able to set it up into a tube, that's just an extra bonus. I'll have to play with that and see how I like sleeping inside of a tube. But I can tell right now that when I'm sleeping in a military sleep system, that to have that tube just to put in there to keep the dew and the frost and all off top of you and any light rain, that's probably where I'm going to utilize that, other than just having it in a backpack for a small portable lightweight option to have just in case shelter when I'm out on a hike. So I hope you enjoyed this. A little bit of a review more than it was a new sheltering system, except for the tube. But I really wanted to try this thing out and wanted to let you see some of the products that I use as I use them. We'll use this over time and see how it holds up. But right now, I'm pretty sure it's going to hold up just as good as any of my other tarps. So thanks for joining me once again. I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft, which is the home of global safety and survival. And until next time, God bless. And yes, before you ask, I was able to get it back in the stuff sack. I know, the same question I always ask y'all, and I forgot to put it in the video. But yes, it folded back up and everything is contained back within the stuff sack.